ओम ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु महाविद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्री गुरुं परमानंदं वंदे स्वानंद विग्रहं यस्य सान्निध्यमात्रेण चिदानंदायते तनु। So now, as we have been discussing that verse number, especially 94, that generally the nadis, the carrier of prana, vayu, is full of impurities. And if the impurities are not purified, definitely will not be able to do prana sangraha. That's why when we do sat kriya, neti, dhauti, adi, so like cleaning the nostril through the water, kunjana kriya, also bringing out all your acidity pitam, and of course that vastra dhauti, putting the cloth inside to make sure that the food pipe is being cleaned. Now also trataka. When we do all these things to make sure that the nadi is to be cleaned, and most importantly and effectively the nadi shuddhi. Now it says, look, when the nadis are being purified, then only the person will be able to capable of regaining, recollecting the prana. So if a person's prana is not elevating, it is just going away, going down, that means the nadis are not okay. So the first step would be take care of your food aspect. Secondly, now do the nadi shuddhi. Thirdly, which place you stay, that also matters. However, today is not that point to discuss because you people are supposed to be qualified people. But once in a while, I have to remind so that again you can think, oh, where am I going wrong? However, verse number 95 says, Baddha Padmasano Yogi Pranam Chandrena Puraye Dharayitva Yatha Shakti Bhuya Suryena Rechaye. He says, look, of course, next we'll be talking differently. So the yogi, what is supposed to do should do Baddha Padmasana. So there is something called Baddha Padmasana. What is that Baddha Padmasana? So Padmasana means lotus posture, that you know. So Baddha means what? Generally, it is being make sure that both the toes are being held other way around with the both the hands. Okay, in short. That means in Baddha Padmasana, you don't have any other choice other than keeping your spine erect. It is impossible to bend. That's why any back pain or any back is not okay. You cannot do Baddha Padmasana. Impossible. And when a person does Baddha Padmasana, so then only this prana, especially chakras, starts elevating because there is a lot of effect are there. In fact, we should think of to bring out our new book soon. So this thought now triggered today. So yogi, what he does? First he does Baddha Padmasana. Swamiji, we are not able to do Sukhasana. Then comes Padmasana. Then you are saying Baddha Padmasana. Can you skip this verse, okay? That will be better for you and better for us. However, then what is to be done? Yatha Sakti Pranam Chandrena Purayat. Because all logics are there. Whatever we teach in our Vishvamitra Kriya now, everything is logically and Shastra backed. Okay? So this is another point comes here. Shastra backing. Yatha Sakti. That means as per your capacity. You don't have to compete. You understand? No sound, nothing. That is not yatha sakti. Oh, God. That really not only creates imbalances in you, also it creates imbalances in others. How? First is yatha sakti, remember this. So as for your capacity, as per yogi's capacity. Now what is to be done? He says, look, pranam puraye. So the prana here, mainly breathing. So this, the external air, you can say, of course, there are a lot of other tricks will come. Puraye should feel, means inhalation to be done. Now, how to do inhalation? He said, don't worry, Chandrena. So through Chandra. So what is through Chandra? Chandra Nadi ityartha. So what is Chandra Nadi? Ida. What is Ida? Your left nostril. Okay. So I have to go step by step. Okay. So the first step is what? You are supposed to inhale through your left nostril. And that too, as much as you are capable of, comfortably. Then you may ask the question, then why always you try to say, what is our ratio of Nadi Shuddhi, common ratio? Correct? Do you remember or not? I hope you people remember this much at least, okay? So the ratio would be what? 1 is to 4 is to 2. Correct? So 1 unit you inhale, 4 unit you retain, and 2 units you exhale. Now, question may arise, fine. How is it possible that you are saying that, or this text says, yatha shaktiya, as you are capable of, as much as you are capable of. But sometimes when we go with the units, it becomes difficult. Sometimes it becomes uncomfortable in the sense, maybe I wanted to do more, but because of situation, I don't know what to do. So there we say we have to see two logics very carefully. All are Shastra backed up. Because these are the tricks will be taught in, generally, very briefly we teach in yoga teachers training course. In fact, because I assume that you guys are very advanced, not your teachers, because you will be teaching the teachers, okay? So that's why I'm talking in details. That's why whenever you get opportunity, first whom do you teach? So you teach me. Swamiji, you are wrong. Okay? And some of you don't say that Swamiji, you are wrong, but you go round, round, round to prove that you are right. Anyway, that's your problem. Coming back here, there are two versions we need to look at. One is here, Yatha Shaktiya, especially Gheranda highlights. Sorry, I meant not. Yeah, Gheranda also same thing. Here, Gorakshanathji highlights. Rishi Gherandadaya, here, Gorakshanath. But there is another version very nicely that is called Trishikha Brahmanopanishad. So the Trishikha Brahmana Upanishad very elaborately talks. Just quickly, I can read. Hastena dakshinenaiva पीड़येत नासिका पूटम शनैः शनैः अथ वही प्रक्षिपेत पिंगला नीलत इडया वामम आपूर्य ब्रह्मन् षोडश मात्रया पूरितम कुंभयेत पश्चात चतुष्षष्ठ्यातु मात्रया द्वात्रिशत मात्रया सम्यक रेचयात पिंगलानिलम एवं पुनः पुनः कार्यम व्युत्क्रमानुमेणतु. Then it goes again further that evam sampurna kumbhayet deham kumbhayet matarishuna पूर्णान नाड्य सर्वा पुर्यन्ते मातरिश्वना एवं कृते सति ब्रह्माश्चरन्ति दशवायवः. Did anybody understand anything? Nothing. Swami just you spoke, we listen to it. Oh. He says, look, so what is to be done? That you have to take the help of hand. Then taking the hand, hasta, finger, now you need to put on your right nostril. Dakshinenaiva pidya nasika putta. So then what is to be done? Once you do that, now here, why I say very nicely that when you do this, first he says here that you need to first exhale. And here he highlights exhale through that right. So first exhalation has to be done. So once exhalation is being done, then what you need to do, he says, look, idaya bayum apuriya. So you need to now do the inhalation through ida, through the left. First, exhale. After exhaling, now inhale through your left. So when you inhale, he says, Shodasa Matra, he gives a unit. So up to 16 unit you can inhale. Then what is to be done? Then once you have inhaled, so you need to retain Kumbhakam, you need to do. So Kumbhayat, how much? He says Kumbhakam you have to do called Chatusasthya, 64 units. So 16 into 4 becomes 64. And then you need to do Rechakam. So that means how to do then in other side, in Pingala Nadi, through the right. exhale dvatrisa matraya, 32 units. So 16 units you inhale, 64 units you retain, and 32 you exhale. Is it okay? 1:4:2. So we take this reference. So that's why all the practice that we do, it has got Shastra support. It's not that simply we thought something to do, have a fun, okay? No, not allowed. So this is the reference that you get, that 1:4:2, here it comes. However, when you say yathashaktiya there, as you start doing properly, especially when your nadi suddhikaranam is done, when your nadis are purified, you will discover, number one, you will be able to retain for longer. Remember this point. If you are not able to retain longer, that means your nadi is full of impurities. Don't say, I have some lungs problem, I have this problem, that problem, shallow breathing. No, we don't technically accept. If you are not able to retain longer, that means you have full of impurities. Then how to know? Because express, you can see even outwardly, you will have full of negativity too. Because impurities and negativity always go together. So if your nadi is full of impurities, there will be, in the mind, there will be negativity. And once there is negativity in the mind, of course, the body will not support you. You will not have energy at all. Always energy will be low. So here he says, look, if your nadis are purified so that you have retention capacity, then later on you can inhale as much as comfortable. And also you can retain as long as possible. Can you see this point? Inhale as much as comfortable. Retain as long as possible. Whereas in the beginning, if we do not give unity, what you will do? You will inhale as much as possible out of panic, out of fear, then no retention, then exhale. So that will be called as swasayama, not a pranayama. And here, once you retain as long as possible, then we say exhale in English, shanai shanai in Sanskrit, as slow as possible. Can you see this concept? Inhale as much as possible. Sorry, as comfortable as possible. Inhale as comfortable as possible. Retain as long as possible. And finally, exhale as slow as possible. And this is called pranayama. In fact, the beginning stage of pranayama from here, then only you will be seeing or able to see that you even can do nadi shuddhi without touching your nostrils, without holding your nostrils. Because this rhythmic is such, moment you start breathing as comfortable as possible, and you know while retaining how the prana moves, and when right time you want to exhale through the right, that time you do exhalation as slow as possible. And again, you can inhale without holding, without touching. Inhale through right. Again, retain. And exhale through the left without touching, without holding. That is called pranayama. You understand? Not that your nose should look red, okay? Some people nose looks red, they will say, oh, it's painful, what not to do. But don't worry, start with somewhere. So that's why here he says beautifully. So first you need to exhale. Then after exhaling, do inhalation. That too, starting with Ida, retaining and exhale through Pingala. Again, you need to inhale through Pingala and retain. Again, exhale through Ida. That becomes one unit. So he says, Dharayitva yathasakti bhuyaha suryena rechait. Verse, we have to come back, okay? So after that, what you need to do? So after inhaling, so you retain. Again, you need to do rechanam. You need to do exhalation through Pingala called Sannadi. Suryena means Pingala ityartha. So continuing. Amrutam dadi sankasham go kshiradhabalopamam dhatva chandramaso bimbam pranayami sukhi bhave. He says, look, it is not just like that. You need to do this. Because the prana sangraha you have to do. It is not physical. That's why we say very carefully, pranayama you cannot do without taking bath. Not allowed. And if you do pranayama without taking bath, the effect will go to more to the gross body than the mind. That's why anybody does pranayama without taking shower. That means the effect or the benefit will go more to gross body. Somebody said, no, Swamiji, I love to do asana and pranayama before shower so that I stink. Then after that, I am, shower and I am fresh. Fantastic. So that means you are a gross person, especially in West, In India also started, don't worry. There is no difference between East and West, okay? So thinking has completely changed. However, here he says, look, when you are inhaling through Ida, through left nostril, Amruta dadisankasam gokshira dhabalopamam dhyatva chandramaso bimbam pranayami sukhi bhave. The one who does pranayama becomes sweet, becomes happy. He need to do dhyanam of what? Chandramasa. By dhyatva, by meditating upon Chandrama, the moon. So what sort of moon? He says, he gives the explanation of moon very nice way. That this moon, especially full moon, now coming new moon, okay? Don't look at new moon, okay? So you need to look at new moon. That's why we say, every new moon, spend some time with moon. Look at that lunar disk, how it looks. In fact, we say that very nicely. If you spend some time with lunar disk mind, and mind will calm down. In fact, lot of good things will happen, especially prosperity too comes through visualization of lunar disk. So these are the secrets, okay? However, what you need to do? Here it says, this lunar disk is nothing but Amruta Dadhi Shankasam. So Amruta Dadhi Shankasam. It resembles like Amrutam. That's sort of pleasing. Wow. And also curd. That white. And of course, probiotic, okay? This is my version. This is my talk, okay? However, Go Kshira Dhavalopamam. And of course, it is as white as a cow's milk. That whiteness. Now you need to meditate upon while inhaling through left. So what to do? Now you need to meditate through the Agyan Chakra. The moon, visualizing moon as white, as comfortable, as pleasing. All three concepts, Amrita, nectar, curd, and also cow's milk. And once you do that, you will see your mind will calm down. So with this, one can make one package, okay? Amazing package, 2 days package. It will click like anything. There are a few steps here and there. That's all. This is how people do it. Okay, continuing. Dakshine swasamakrishya purayet uttaram sani kumbhayitva vidhanena punah chandrena rechaye. So as you did through the Ida, through the Bama, now here you need to do opposite way. Yogi, Dakshine Swasam Akrishya Sanihi Purayet. Later on, you need to inhale through Dakshina, through Pingala, through Surya Nadi. Then, of course, you need to again hold Uttaram Vidhanena, in keeping with Vidhanam, in keeping with a rule. Yathasakya va, Vidhanana means what? Yathasakya va, according to the unit, as comfortable as possible, or as long as possible, or keeping with unit. So vidhanena, in keeping with rule. So what you need to do? Kumbhayitva. So kumbhakam has to be done. So there is a method. So in keeping with method, you need to do. Then finally, what you need to do? Punaha chandrena rechayat. You need to do rechanam through chandranadi, through the left ida. Okay, what is to be done? Next verse. Beautifully. Prajwala jwala punjamaditya mandalam dhyatva navistitam yogi pranayami sukhi bhave. So here, earlier, while inhaling, you were visualizing Chandra. Now, here we say that while inhaling through right nostril, you need to visualize Surya, Aditya Mandala. So the solar disk, lunar disk and solar disk. Is it clear? But the point here is not simply because lunar disk can be visualized that through Agya Chakra. Absolute no problem. But solar disk need not be. So solar disk to be done, here it says, look. Nabhi sthitam prajwalat jwalan jwala punjam. So the solar disk to be visualized where? That is in your kandam, little below naval region. So that is the individual prana location. So there you have to visualize, which is what? Prajwalat. Jwalan Jwala Punjam, like a mass, blazing mass of fire flames. So that's why you have to make sure. That's why make sure that your Jatragni is strong. If your Jatragni is not strong, your energy will not be good. That's why you can see physically, whenever you have any disease, first your digestive fire becomes weaker. So prana is connected to digestive fire. So make sure at least, be hungry. And And to start with, if you are not hungry, don't eat. Go around, do some physical work, do something. If you are not hungry, don't eat. So make sure you should be hungry. Doesn't matter whether you do Kapalabhati or you do this thing, all these Kriyas, Nauliyadi. But make sure that really you should have digestive fast strong. And here it says, this Aditya Mandala is naval ritual. Once you visualize that, you'll discover that means what? You are happy person. So this is two to be managed. Inhalation time, I'm repeating so that we'll stop this class. When you inhale through your left, visualize moon, not moon, but the disk. There is a difference between moon and disk, okay? I hope you understand this much, okay? So moon means you look at the moon, and especially you remember the rabbit story, okay? In India, we were told, okay? Hey, no, not like that. And you look at only black spot in that moon. No. We say visualize the lunar disk, the periphery of moon. That's why full moon spend some time. See the periphery, how the activities are going on, and very pleasing activities. It's amazing. That's why every new moon day, full moon day, you are supposed to spend time with moon. You can say, where is moon? We don't see a moon, okay? Like so foggy and what do you call this? Pollution. There is no moon visible. That's why come to Uttarakasi, or else if you are in Europe, come to Pojamonte, okay? You will see there also amazing sky, amazing moons, okay? Or come here, you'll be able to enjoy this. So spend some time wherever, free from lights. Then see also rising sun. That red color, Arunam. Because that's why we say very carefully, especially if you see the sun that rises from the sea than mountain. Because a mountain means takes longer time, already bright. Whereas when it comes out of the sea, so you can see that red color. And that Aruna Varnam, that red color when you look at and try to see the periphery of solar disk. And that too morning sun, okay? Don't look at evening sun, okay? Evening sun also looks alive, but evening sun, remember, drains your prana. So only morning sun, there is a difference. In photo, it may appear one and same, but there is big difference in physically, okay? So this to be done. So spend some time. I hope you'll be able to observe this, okay? Om Purnamadah Punnamidam Punnahat Punnamudachyate Punnasya Punnamadaya Punnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, all of you.